Welcome everyone here on the High Vibrational Wellness Book fan page. I am Lainey Savante Wolkin, the lead author of this incredible book of intuitive healing therapies to nourish your body temple. And we are going to have a series of interviews with our authors. And I'm so glad to have here Dr. Susan Chamberlain of Chapter 10 here with us today. Welcome, Susan.
Hi, everyone, and thank you so much, Lainey Savante. Such an honor
Yes.
and a pleasure to be here, and so exciting for these times.
Well, let me just show them real quickly. Dr. Susan Chamberlain, Chapter 10, Divine Feminine Emergence, Heart Conscious Connection to Honoring Your Truth. Oh, powerful already. All right, well, let's just talk a little bit about what this book means to you, what this chapter was about, what inspired you. I know we can speak for hours. You have a plethora of a background. I know for those who don't know, you have a PhD in spiritual theology, very spiritually awakened, in a plethora of medical degrees, and you really are a kindred spirit because you bridge spirit and science in this wonderful woven arena to bring healing. And of course, I know you in addition to being one of our top certified level IFT and intuitive food therapist, level 1 and 2. You're an amazing reader, intuitive, blah, 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 because it's so, I can go on and on about you. Take it away.
Well, I'm so delighted to be here. Literally, my chapter is about waking up to your divine feminine and bringing your destiny forward, living that life, living it now in this high vibration, because why wait? And these are the times, the frequency is really supporting us to move forward and to embrace our divine feminine. That means the life, the embodiment from within, bringing that forward, our intuitive abilities, all of that sacred wisdom, that knowledge that's been locked inside. Time to come out, time to enjoy life, time to live from spirit, from your soul, from your divine self, because that's where the high frequency is and the embodiment of that.
Yes, I love that you are sharing this topic. And I really want to emphasize when we speak in terms of this divine feminine, we all are divine feminine, we all are divine masculine. This isn't boy, girl, or anything else. This is really the characteristics and the God-given gifts of what divine feminine is. So maybe just give them a couple. You said a few, but really, what is divine feminine? Because this is a calling, this chapter, for the males, for the females, and for all who read this as to how to awaken that up. So what are we awakening? Like maybe 2 or 3 traits that explain.
Well, what happens is our inside is really the representation of the divine feminine. In looking at our body, the left side, of course, is the divine feminine. The right side is the divine masculine. And these times we need to balance both. And as we go into our inner world, the inner sanctuary, that's the soul where you have inspiration, the receiver of all knowledge. You have your intuition, your abilities to wake up, to understand higher spiritual knowledge. Then you go into prayer and meditation and to being the calmer, cooler life, love, living, compassion, grace, truth. These are all our inner qualities that we have been lacking for at least 2,000 years.
Beautiful. I really think when I hear the word divine feminine, especially I love the word emergence, because we are really waking up to the fact that we can't just be doers and the givers in just the putting output. It's just too much. I mean, I'm definitely an outputter all the time, but it's really the art of softening and receiving. That's so divine feminine. And you're giving people incredible tools, recipes for success in your chapter. So I'm really excited for them to share that. And this is something you've been walking your own path personally with your love of Mary Magdalene and your own spiritual journey. Maybe you just want to share anything about that.
Well, that is true and correct. I mean, for 2,000 years, her voice has kind of been silenced. But now that as the divine feminine emerges, she comes strongly into her power, strongly representing the divine feminine for all of us, so that we can reach our higher capabilities of soul consciousness. Because you really want to be at that level of understanding intuitive hits, understanding how to follow your gut, how to follow whatever knowledge is coming in, and the sacred wisdom that is really in all of us. Because we are not here in one lifetime, but we are here in many. We have knowledge within.
I literally, as you were speaking, got the, oh my God, I so see why she's coming on the Greece retreat. I just, because I mean, I just can see, because Greece to me is so feminine and so ethereal and so ancient and so mystical. And by the way, we have one spot left. We're all taking off here in August. It's going to be here before we know it. And not only Susan's going to be there, I'm going to be there, Susan's going to be there. We have TLC from the book. Tammy Lynn Calderon will be there, and Angela Aurora Medway Smith. She also has a chapter. She's the amazing lead author of the Energy Healers Oracle, getting ready to launch the second one in August. She'll be there. So this retreat is like this gathering of both men and women to this sacred land. What brought you to be like, I know I need to be in Greece with us on the Nourish Your Soul retreats?
Well, in talking about the divine feminine and Greece, it's about waking up the heart, about being able to receive love, love of nature, love of the earth, love of our souls connected together in oneness. That ability to feel love, to know love, and to be unconditional with that.
So important, really unconditional. That's the piece, is if we can release the constraints of conditions, expectations, and everything that goes with this. I think that's what a lot of that retreat's about, is the unwinding and the getting back to our core essence. So you play such an important role in sharing that, and I'm so glad we'll have the books there to share that with the attendees. Now, before we go, I want to mention one other thing. You and I are collaborating on a different project. It's a course called Divine Feminine. How perfect, right? And we're going to be really kind of tuning into Mary Magdalene and all the ancient icons of our time. Goddess Isis, oh my God, there's so many beautiful divine feminine beings. And we're actually going to talk a lot about protocols for living your daily life, including food, including how to divine femininely eat and receive a food, prepare food, pray over food. And it's going to be a very significant course. And I think we're going to do like 4 or 5 Mondays. We had it scheduled. We had to move it. We're now going to register and announce the date soon. We'll have a new set of dates. But anything you want to add about our divine feminine emergence course that we'll be taking, this kind of combination between intuitive food therapy and your beautiful teachings?
Well, what I feel being called to is nourishing the body, mind, spirit, and soul.
Yeah.
And what better way to do that than, and we'll also be using 2 different card decks. We'll, of course, be using this wonderful card deck, and then
Yes.
we'll also be using this wonderful card deck. So looking at the Mary Magdalene and the essence of the divine feminine, and then going into the intuitive food therapy. I mean, looking at these two, gathering information from both the feminine and the live soul, and the food that will nourish your soul, that will nourish your body, that will nourish your mind, and nourish your spirit. Because it's not just food that's nourishing us, it is also wisdom.
So true. And for those of you who do not know what she's holding up in the white book, that is my co-creation of the Food Healing Oracle deck. That's the second volume. We call it Second Helpings. And it's a really beautiful book. And actually, that's what chapter 1 that I wrote in High Vibrational Wellness is really all about: how to be your own intuitive food therapist, and how to eat consciously and learn about the deeper messages from the divine on the food we put in our body, the way we feed our thoughts, the way we feed our souls. So thank you for being a reader and really an advocate of the teachings and getting it out there in so many different ways. I know you do a lot of readings. She's an incredible reader. If you ever want a reading, oh my God, I had a chakra clearing from her. I've had so much work done from Susan. I would really recommend you to anybody. And how do they reach you if they would like to get a session? Of course, they can meet you at some point. We'll be announcing the different times. We'll be having some live Florida book signings, and you have other places. But how do they contact you?
They can contact me either through my cell phone or through my actually through my email, which would be susangchamberlain@gmail.com.
Okay.
susangchamberlain@gmail.com is my website. And then my number would be 718-791-7689. They would just send a text and I would eventually answer that through time.
Okay, repeat the phone number one more time, a little slower.
718-791-7689. And again, the website is susangchamberlain.com.
Excellent. Thank you for taking your time this morning. I look forward to spending more time with you. This book is going to be out in a matter of weeks. Oh my goodness. Amazon, get ready. Everybody get ready. Susan Chamberlain, thank you for being here and all that you do. Blessings in all ways.
Thank you. God bless. Be
Thanks,
well.
everybody.
Thank you.